We're two guys,
and this is our talk show.
And today we're talking NFL football predictions.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get this segment started right off here, nice and good. We're going to talk about our bust or bust predictions.
Yep.
So you want to explain how we do that?
So with bust or bust, when you have a player that's a bust, it's a player that's not producing well, and they're not going to flow good with the team. Like, they're just going to have their ups and downs. A bust is going to be a player that's powerful. He's going to perform well, and he's a bust. He's going to mow down those people.
He's going to make those men look like boys out there, and that's what we're going to get our segment started off with today. So what would you say is going to be your bust for this season? Name two of them.
My bust is probably going to be Dak Prescott. He's not going to have a stellar season this year. I just think with what's happening, even though he's a starter quarterback this year, he's not going to have a good season this year because of how high he made his mark out there. Like last year, stellar mark. Like he was a phenomenal quarterback
For sure.
My other bust is probably going to be probably say Eddie Lacy.
Oh,
Eddie Lacy's with a new team. He really has to really mold with the team and just have a good feel. He'll get his carries, but I don't think he's going to be a good fit this season until he gets comfortable.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think, I can agree. I mean, he didn't set a similar bar like Dak Prescott did last year. I mean, he was out pretty much the whole season, right? Eddie Lacy was. So, I mean, I don't think he has too high of a bar that he's going to have to reach, but I can kind of agree, too, that, maybe Eddie Lacy's going to have a bit of a trouble going up against a different division. And, I'm actually really curious about Eddie Lacy. I didn't even think about him being on that new team there. I know. I think he'll make an impact, but maybe you're right on that, too. He might not make the big impact like some of the other guys that have been on that team, right?
So who are your busts?
My busts, man. Definitely someone who was pretty decent last year, who I'm going to have to kind of put in a bust category, is going to be Matthew Stafford. I know we had him on a couple fantasy teams last year for sure, and especially just recently he signed that new $27 million contract with
Highest paid player in the NFL,
which makes me just cringe. I definitely don't think that Matthew's going to perform with that kind of pressure on him. I mean, he definitely showed his stripes last season, but I think just with the paycheck as well, with his tendency to not be a great quarterback, he's going to have some real tough competition, especially coming into this season in the NFC North. I think Green Bay's defense has really kicked it up, the same with the Vikings, as well as, the Bears, I think, are always going to be that lower standard, but
it might surprise you this season.
Yeah, maybe Matthew Stafford might surprise me this season, so that's going to be one of my busts this year. I think my second bust this season has got to be a receiver. It's probably actually, you know what? No, it's going to be. I hate to say it, but I don't think Gronk's going to come back. I don't think Gronk's going to come back as strong this season. I was going to change my mind there kind of last minute, but he didn't have a great season last year. I think that I think definitely he missed out on a few games. He didn't even play Super Bowl, did he?
No.
No.
He was injured. Had the punctured lung last year, and then he was also out on season injury for back surgery. So that was big.
So as much as there's always been hype around Gronkowski, I know his brother, or is it his brother that's on that team now this year? Yeah.
Brother.
So I think Gronk, even though there's always been hype with you, man, I think there's just too many injuries, there's too many recurring things. And I think he's too big of a threat. Like, people know that he's a threat on the field regardless, so I think people are going to really cater to him being on the field, and I don't think he's going to make as much of an impact. I don't see him going any more than double-digit touchdowns this season.
Okay. So now you intrigue me. So who are your busts?
My bust is this season, so, man, I'm going to Gotta take a quick think of that. My buses this season, I think, last season didn't make a big splash last season. he's definitely been known to be a good receiver, though, is DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Definitely, again, one of those fantasy receivers that you picked up early last season. You think he's going to make a great starter. Brandon, I can see the cringe now. Brandon, unfortunately, had him on his team last season, and I think we all know if we played last year that he was not a great receiver for us. And
he's a good receiver. It was just you're working in a new quarterback, and I mean he is the number one guy, so you're gonna send your best guy out there to lock him down, basically.
For sure. And I think with with that Texans offense, I think they've kind of evened things up a little bit more, and I think Tom Savage has gone in, or not sure if it's Tom or John, but Savage, he's definitely, I think, fit into that offense a bit more. I think watching some of those preseason games, I think he's got a little bit of action, and with that new contract signing, he's now extended for the next 5 years, Hopkins is. So I think he's going to have some nice comfort in there. I think he's going to be able to really, again, show his stripes and prove himself as being a round one wide receiver. And one more bust, I think, for this season. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to probably have to go with Leonard Fournette for the Jaguars.
Good player.
So definitely someone that we've all been kind of watching in the draft, right? He was drafted the first running back this season, I believe, right? So on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm really excited to see what he does in that offense. I mean, I was actually a really big supporter of the Jaguars last season when they got, Blake Bortles has been playing pretty decently, but they've had Allen Robinson and who was the other one? Allen Hurns.
Yeah.
They had both those Allen brothers going out there, really making some good efforts the season before last year. This season kind of came up short, so I think with that running game, that's finally going to be a good push. I think Leonard Fournette could come out, maybe be a 95% of what Ezekiel Elliott came out last year. Not essentially making those big of numbers because I know that division is quite difficult to run against. But I think Fournette's going to really make some good numbers this year, and I think he would be someone you'd want on your fantasy team if that's kind of why you're watching the episode, right?
Yeah.
But how about you, Brandon? You got any busts you got in mind for sure?
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch. Oh, he's been away. He a little rusty, but I mean, he's with a good team now, right? Their offensive line's really great, so I feel he's going to be with a good team. He's going to produce some good numbers this year. Not as good as when he was with Seattle, but I mean, he's probably going to be a top 5 running back this season.
That's actually a pretty high standard, honestly. I'm thinking now, obviously you're going to have David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, maybe LaShawn McCoy, maybe Todd Gurley, Marshawn Lynch in that top 5 as well, then, eh?
Ezekiel Elliott too. He's going to be
fighting
fighting for a spot too.
For sure.
But I got high hopes for Lynch. Beast Mode's coming back.
I know he's had so much popularity in Oakland there. I've seen the jersey sales. I've seen the hype that's gone behind him. So I think that's a pretty good chance there. But again, I think a lot of people know Lynch's running style. I don't think he's not going to vary from beast mode very much. He's in a new division though, so I'm not sure if the division's going to be ready for him. So I think you probably have a good choice there.
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
Had to throw his name in there because Tom Brady, he has the numbers. He has a good offensive line. He can stay in the pocket. I mean, you have players that can get him on the outside if he has to scramble, but he's accurate. He has the numbers. He's proven it with all the playoffs wins he has.
Unfortunately, yes.
And he's undefeated. Well, not undefeated, but unstoppable when it comes to certain teams.
Obviously, he's the best player to play football. I don't think there's any debate now, especially after last season's victory. I don't think there's any debate he's the best player in football. However, he is on that Madden cover this year, wearing that big number 12 there. So do you think that Madden curse, I know we talk about it, or at least us and our friend group talk about it pretty often, that Madden curse. So we almost I know us non-Patriot fans sometimes like to see Brady on the cover, so you think that's going to make any difference this year? It affected Gronk last year.
Yeah, it did affect Gronk last year. It affected Beckham beforehand.
Yep.
I don't know. I believe Brady, he said in interviews that he's in his prime. He's at the peak of where he's going to be. He's physically fit. I think he's not going to let the Madden curse really affect him. He's just going to go out there and produce a good game and just give it his all. That being said, I don't think the Madden curse is really going to affect him too much. I think the Madden curse might have a toll on him on some off games, some big hits, but I don't think that's really going to put Tom Brady out of commission.
Definitely true, and I believe in Santa Claus, and he ain't real. So
If
you believe in Tom Brady, I mean, it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be the same, but I think he's going to have some, not necessarily because of the Madden curse, obviously with age and other things too, but I think I'm at least excited to see what he kind of can do this year. He's not fighting any suspensions this year, so he can go out, start the season, start off hot. I think they got some pretty good. What's the first game that they played against? Do you remember?
That first game the Patriots played?
Yeah.
That's the season opener.
Yeah.
Patriots versus the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs. Okay. Oh, that's going to be a tough game.
Chiefs.
Hosting it, eh? Okay, so that's going to be a tough game to come out the gate, eh? So we'll have to see how they do there. I'm actually kind of excited now that it's going to be a nice, tough game that they play out there.
Yeah, that's a good game to set up for the first game of the NFL.
Obviously, yeah. And speaking of good games, what about, I think we're going to get into some Super Bowl predictions here.
Super Bowl predictions, okay.
Obviously, the best game of the season that we've got to get hyped for. Obviously, today is the 1st of September, so we have no idea when
football hasn't even started yet, so we're going off of a whim right here.
Just going off of a whim. Oh, yeah. Feeling pretty good.
So we're going to pick 2.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do then is probably, we'll pick 2.
AFC.
We'll do, exactly, 2 AFC, 2 NFC. Just so we're not making it a little easier on us, obviously. I mean, we can't, just so we have some more teams to talk about too, right? I don't want to just go on and just talk about 2 teams. Almost forgot how to spell the Browns.
Are you spell Chicago?
Chicago is spelled B-U-M-S. I think my name's way too long.
So I guess I'll go first. Will, you're still ready?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay. So my picks are for AFC, the Steelers and the Patriots. And for NFC, I chose the Giants and the Packers. Your picks?
Oh, I didn't think I was going to do that. My picks. Yeah, well, why'd you pick the, what were they again? Packers and Giants and Steelers and Patriots. So what? Yeah, we didn't even talk about the Giants this episode.
No, the Giants though. Giants, man, they're looking good this year. Brandon Marshall now in their lineup. It's going to be good. You got Beckham, you got Brandon Marshall. It's just a matter of Eli making those throws, being accurate. Like, it's a lot of weight on his shoulders, but he's going to have a lot more targets and bigger targets to throw to.
That's it too, right? And obviously Eli has been to a couple of Super Bowl. He's won his handful before, right? So
it's knocked the Patriots out of the Super Bowl.
Unfortunately for some Patriots fans, but
yeah.
No, I mean Eli's had his experience in Super Bowls, and Beckham and Marshall. I'm not sure if Marshall has yet, but I don't think he has yet. So I think Eli's going to be a great coach for them and going to be a great captain for those two receivers. There's no better duo in wide receivers in my opinion right now. You could maybe if you paired up someone like Julio Jones and Sammy Watkins together, you might be able to get some Matts there, but again, that's not going to happen. So I think
that.
Yeah.
that'd be good.
You know, Matt Ryan, get on that Sammy Watkins deal, even though he just went to the he just went somewhere, didn't he? He stopped the Bills, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not with the Bills anymore.
I think he's with the Rams. Quote me on that if I'm wrong. But yeah. So that receiver is going to be that receiver core is going to be really hype.
It's going to be good.
Awesome. Mine here, I'll have as nice as writing as Brando here. But we got my NFC teams there. I actually agreed with you on those Giants. I just guess I wanted to hear your opinion there. So I got NFC as the Giants as well as the Buccaneers. Buccaneers being those underdogs there.
Yeah, you don't hear too much about the Buccaneers.
Don't hear. No, I mean, I think especially last season with, or I guess the past couple of seasons with Super Bowls, I think we've definitely had a lot of underdogs coming out in the seasons, right? We had last year with the Falcons. I think we're definitely not at the beginning of the season looking as great as we thought. They did have some great offense again, but I don't think we really saw that as being their season to really go and make it to Super Bowl. Yeah. Even the year before that, too, I think the Panthers and the Broncos were, again, some undecided teams that we weren't exactly sure were going to make it. I know with that season, the Panthers did go off on a huge winning streak at the beginning of the season, but I think Buccaneers are going to be one of those underdogs. I think, again, the quarterback there, totally, Jameis Winston is going to make his colors known again, as long as Mike Evans can stay healthy this season. I think those two there can really pull that team and really get some good wins against some big teams who have. I think they're going to need some injuries on the opponent's side to really make their Super Bowl approach, but you never know. I think they got a shot at it. And again, the AFC side over here that I chose, I just flashed it up there before, the Steelers and Raiders. So again, yeah, we did talk about the Raiders before and Marshawn Lynch. I don't think he's going to be the only factor that's really adding to that offense. Obviously, we've seen before Derek Carr matching up with Amari Cooper, AC/DC over there.
Yeah.
Got a really sweet combination there. Michael Crabtree's always been a great receiver. They just picked up David Cook as well from Green Bay, which went off last season at tight end. So they got a really great offensive season. I think that's really going to be the focus in the NFL this season is offenses.
Yeah. Well, you got some pretty powerful running backs in that AFC lineup that you chose, the Steelers and the Raiders. Like Le'Veon Bell can do anything.
Yeah.
He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. I mean, he finds openings where there aren't any openings.
Yeah.
He's insane in the backfield.
He's definitely my favorite offensive player right now, and I think he's definitely I think he's the most athletic offensive guy there is in the NFL right now with all the abilities that he has. So I understand completely why he's definitely taking his time trying to make any deals with signing any official contracts with any teams yet, because he's worth a lot of money, and I think he knows it. And I'm glad to see that he knows it. But yeah, I guess we pretty much agreed on half of those there, eh?
Oh yeah,
Giants and Steelers.
They're good teams.
Hey, some good teams. That would be what a nice game that would be. Eh? You'd have some really big offenses there. Bell and Antonio Brown with Marshall and Beckham. Have a bunch of Bs. Beckham, Brandon, Brown, and Bell.
You're gonna have to score on that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have to score on every drive.
It's gonna be.
There can't be one single mess up because you just lost the game.
It's gonna be that'd be a huge scoring game. So yeah, we'll definitely. I think we're definitely gonna try to make one more video, especially once. Obviously we're gonna make some more videos, but especially when it gets to Super Bowl time, I think we'll kind of compare and see if we had any choices right there. That'd be a crazy game too, even if it was Buccaneers and Raiders. I mean, any of these games. Obviously, Super Bowl is an awesome game. I'm gonna watch it every year for the next 50 years if I'm still going. And I think we should call this episode a burrito and wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can follow us on social media. We'll keep some links in the description. You can tweet us, Instagram.
Yeah, both of those channels or both of those social media pages is called Two Guys, One Talk Show. TGOTS. That's our our short form there. So if you can't find us on any of those social medias, you know our numbers, you know our names. Check us out. Sounds like TGOTS to go.
TGOTS to go.
You're pretty good at scouting, aren't you?
Oh, I got some practice.